Hey, it's Stace here from Sacred Art and Story, and I thought I would pop in today and talk a little bit about this idea of creativity and self-care and the need for it right now. And it's really come from conversations that I've been having over on Substack through the writing I do there, and an article that I read over there the other day, which I'm going to link below for you because it was a good read. But it was by a woman named Stella Fossey, and she was kind of talking about this idea of self-care right now and creativity. And with so much going on and so much kind of need to step out and to be a force in the world? Like, is it really okay to kind of say, hey, step back into your creativity and let it be self-care and just sort of find those moments of joy? And this conversation that I'm having with so many people around this, the answer is always yes. Yes. Get back into that creative, space, find that moment of joy. We need that, right? It is the way that we come back into ourselves, I think. It's how we kind of find a moment of normalization and kind of regeneration. And it's so necessary right now. We need this. And, I was kind of thinking about it too, because I needed it really today. It was one of those things that I just kind of would like, I had a bad weekend. I was doing taxes, doing all the yuck and kind of struggling with stuff like that. And it seemed like everything I touched just sort of didn't work. Computers were crashing, things like that. And today is an anniversary date of my mom's death. So I kind of knew I needed to be like in a place of care. And I could not get to doing some kind of creative thing fast enough. It was just like I knew I needed to have time to get out of my head and let my hands just do something that they knew what they were going to do, and I didn't have to think too hard, and I could kind of move into a playful space and connect with what I really think of as kind of creativity with a capital C, right? It is that creative life force energy that we so easily connect with when we get into creative acts. It's just like a way into that. And I think our creativity is much more than just making some craft. It really is about rekindling that relationship with creativity as like a consciousness or a life force. And we get to it through these things. So my thing today was I did a little bit of my work, but then I went into play mode and I made something that was like so simple, so childlike. It was just I took one of those little plastic bins, that your tomatoes come in, and I did some decoupage on it because I happen to love little containers and things like that. And honestly, it was the thing that kind of got me out of my funk, right? I got my hands really dirty. I was, in there with my hands and kind of just mushing the Mod Podge around. And it's a really simple thing. It's just kind of going to sit in a drawer. But the fact that I kind of got to a place where I could just stop with the noise in my head and sort of all of that, it became a really healing little exercise. And to me, that is the self-care that we need. We need to find those moments when we feel in kind of tension and restriction, when we feel the world pulling on us, which it is pulling on us big time right now, when we feel like we need to like regulate our nervous systems in some way. Yes, there's lots of ways to do that. I think going for walks, doing all those things are really great. But I also think that really coming back into a moment of creativity is a moment of self-care, whether you're decorating with flowers or just doing something in your home or making some art. Right? It is a connection into a really specific kind of creative energy that just reminds us that we are creative beings and that there's something bigger within us that is available as a resource. And I hope that if you're in a place where you need that as well, that you'll find some ways to do that. And hopefully you can find some ways, with me here But you can also kind of check out just my Substack and some of the Substacks that I'm connected to if you're over in that world and kind of reading some things, because there's a lot of really beautiful um, information and sort of ideas floating around there that connect us into our creative being self that we are, and how powerfully healing that is. Yeah. So, yeah, go make something today.